Have you ever wondered why the fat just won't come off? Even when you stick to your diet, train consistently, and do everything by the book, the answer might be uncomfortable. Maybe the problem isn't you, but everything you were taught about weight loss. Because yes, there's a lot of bad advice out there being treated as absolute truth. The idea that you just need to eat less and move more has been sold for decades, yet it keeps millions of people stuck, frustrated, and exhausted. And here's the craziest part. People with lean defined bodies often eat more than you'd expect and still burn more fat. That's not magic, it's strategy. It's fat loss habits applied intelligently. From now on, you'll start to understand why your body might be stuck, and more importantly, how to break through that plateau. These are small but powerful changes. And when you apply them consistently, you begin to experience something most people never do. True freedom in your body and lightness in your mind. Most people still believe that the key to sustainable weight loss is eating very little and working out until they drop. But honestly, that idea should have been retired a long time ago. What the latest studies show, and what lean bodies confirm, is that people who burn the most fat often eat more too. The key here is something called high energy flux, a state where your body consumes and burns a lot in a balanced and strategic way. Think of a fireplace. If you throw in paper, it catches quickly, but burns out fast. Now toss in thick logs, and the fire lasts all night. Your body works the same way. When you move more and fuel it with quality food, it starts to function better and burn fat naturally. Walking 10,000 steps a day, for instance, is a simple change that switches your body into fat loss habits mode, even without setting foot in the gym. You don't have to change your life overnight. Start small. Walk to the grocery store, take the stairs at work, park farther from home. Got a long phone call with your mom. Walk while you chat. It might seem minor, but this accumulation of movement is one of the pillars of a lean body transformation. It's like building invisible muscles, the ones tied to your commitment to yourself. And here's the best part. The more you move, the more your body asks for fuel. And that's where things get interesting. Yes, you eat more. But with strategy, that's the kind of mindset that opens the door to even bigger changes, including how you track your progress. Trying to achieve body recomposition without tracking anything is like driving in the dark. Sooner or later, you're going to crash. People who get consistent results understand one thing clearly. You cannot rely solely on the mirror or willpower. You need to measure, observe, adjust, because what you don't measure, you can't control, and what you can't control slips right through your fingers. That doesn't mean becoming a slave to the scale, far from it. But weighing yourself 3 or 4 times a week gives you a real sense of your body's patterns. Some days the number goes up, even when you're doing everything right. But by tracking those cycles, you learn not to panic and to stay on course. The same goes for step counts with your phone or smartwatch. That number isn't just data, it reflects how actively you're moving toward your sustainable weight loss. And when it comes to food, forget complicated spreadsheets. Just snapping a photo of your meals before you eat already boosts awareness. When you see what you're consuming, you take ownership. It works like a visual diary, revealing patterns, excesses, and victories, and it pulls you closer to real fat loss habits, not empty promises. Funny how tracking leads to change. Suddenly, walking more feels natural. Eating better becomes a choice, not a chore. And then, without even realizing it, you start paying attention to something most people overlook. But that changes everything. Your sleep. You can train like an athlete, follow the best diet in the world, and stay laser focused all day. But if your sleep is poor, your body will sabotage everything. Literally, sleep is the invisible conductor behind any lean body transformation. It regulates hunger hormones, stress levels, and fat-burning processes. And without it in check, sustainable weight loss becomes an unfair game. The goal isn't to sleep more, it's to sleep better. To wake up feeling energized, without that heavy fog in your body and mind. And that takes strategy. Cutting off caffeine after 2 p.m., for example, is one of the golden rules. Another key, keeping a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends. Your brain thrives on routine, and when you honor that, it rewards you with sharper focus, fewer cravings, and better results. Want a pro tip? Take short naps. A power nap of 30 to 45 minutes can reset your mind like a reboot. In fact, many elite athletes use this as part of their fat loss habits. Just be careful. Naps longer than an hour can leave you groggy. The magic lies in the right dose. Like everything in this process, when your body rests well, everything clicks. Your workouts feel smoother, food satisfies more, and anxiety finally eases up. And it's in this state that real change happens. Without so much struggle, you might even start enjoying your meals more. Which brings us to the next essential point. Eating well isn't about counting calories or cutting out everything that brings you joy. It's about structure. A real meal has a beginning, middle, and end, and each part plays a role in the body recomposition process. The problem is, most people eat in a rush, without any planning, and end up turning random snacks into a daily habit. The body reacts with hunger, fatigue, and stagnation. The key is building meals that actually nourish and satisfy. Want a simple example? Lunch with grilled chicken breast, broccoli in olive oil, and sweet potato. It sounds basic, but this kind of plate activates fat loss habits your body understands. Craving something sweet afterward. Add a banana with cinnamon? It's about creating balance, not punishing yourself for being hungry. Over time, something amazing happens. Your taste buds adapt. What once seemed bland starts to taste like clean energy. And that ultra-processed snack? It loses its appeal compared to a meal that truly makes you feel good. That's the difference between a diet and a lifestyle. One restricts you, the other transforms you. And once food stops being a battlefield, you finally have space to focus on what really drives long-term change. Not just what you eat, but why you eat. And that's where the power of the right goals comes in. I'm going to cut sugar. I need to lose 22 pounds. Statements like these sound motivating, but they hide a trap. They focus on lack and restriction, not real transformation. What truly works for sustainable weight loss, E&T, what you eliminate it, ESS, what you build. Identity-based goals have power because they reshape how you see yourself, and that changes everything. Ask yourself, why do you really want to change? To lose weight doesn't count. Dig deeper. Is it to have more energy for your kids? To feel confident in your own skin? To become someone who inspires others? When your goal is emotional, it holds up against fatigue, hard days, and temptation. That's what separates a fleeting habit from a true lifestyle shift. Then, define what exactly you want to improve. For example, I want to sleep better becomes, I'll be in bed by 11 p.m. every night. I want to move more turns into, I'll walk for 10 minutes after lunch. These are small steps that quietly activate a lean body transformation. No heroic sacrifice needed. It's the micro that builds the macro. And little by little, you start living like someone who already has the body they've been aiming for. The number on the scale becomes a byproduct, not an obsession. And this new version of you starts to see the world differently, especially your environment. Your body is a reflection of the environment you live in, and that matters far more than willpower. People who maintain long-term fat loss habits understand that the real secret isn't just in what you eat, but in what you see, what you hear, and what's within reach when hunger or fatigue strikes. A cluttered space filled with temptations pulls you backward, often without you even noticing. Want real change? Start with the little things around you. Remove processed snacks from your counters and put fresh, washed fruit in plain sight. Keep prepped meals in the fridge and your workout clothes ready by the bed. Don't rely on the motivation of, I'll start tomorrow. Make the right choice so easy, so obvious, that it becomes hard to choose wrong. That's behavioral design applied to body recomposition. Even the people around you influence you more than you think. If you're surrounded by folks who constantly complain about diets or mock your salad, the journey feels heavier. But when you're close to people who celebrate your wins, everything shifts. A well-timed compliment can be more powerful than any supplement. And when your environment supports your growth, the effort feels lighter. Setbacks become rare, focus sharpens, and even your emotions start to align. And speaking of emotions, they play a much bigger role in this journey than most people realize. You know that moment when you're tired, irritated, or just bored, and without thinking twice, you open the fridge. It happens more often than you'd think. The real issue is that many people confuse physical hunger with emotional hunger, and that quietly sabotages even the best fat loss habits. Those who master sustainable weight loss know the real control starts here, in the mind, not the stomach. It's not about being strong all the time, but about having the right tools, breathing techniques, for example, are simple, yet powerful. Just 3 minutes of deep breathing can shift your entire mental state. Another practical strategy: writing. Yes, writing. Putting your emotions on paper helps clear your mind and keeps you from diving into impulsive eating that only brings guilt later. Hands-on activities can also help a lot. Gardening, sketching, light reading, music. All of these soothe your nervous system. The trick is to keep your mind engaged in something enjoyable without needing to chew. That's how you start breaking the cycle of anxiety-driven eating. And slowly, emotional control becomes your ally in the lean body transformation journey. Over time, these practices become a shield against mental traps. And when you stay grounded, even on the hard days, you unlock a powerful truth. You, Dante, have to be perfect to succeed. You just have to be consistent. The idea that you need to do everything perfectly every single day is a trap disguised as discipline. Real progress in body recomposition doesn't come from perfection. It comes from consistency. One off day won't ruin your efforts. What truly matters is what you do the day after. And once you understand that, you stop beating yourself up and start committing for real. Consistency builds the identity that fuels a lasting lean body transformation. Even when motivation is low, sticking to the basics keeps the momentum going. It's choosing a 20-minute workout instead of an excuse. It's putting together a balanced plate even on a chaotic day. The beauty of progress lies in doing what's necessary, especially when the ideal isn't possible. Here's a simple example. Imagine someone who walks 10 minutes every single day, no matter what. Now compare that to someone who walks for 2 hours one day, then does nothing for a week. Who do you think makes more progress over time? Exactly. Your body thrives on habits, not one-time effort. That's the mindset that turns actions into true fat loss habits. And as you embrace this way of thinking, something bigger starts to unfold. You realize this isn't a summer project or a 30-day challenge. It's a life transformation, one that starts small but goes far. A defined body isn't a summer project. It doesn't come from a 21-day challenge or a sugar-free month. It's the result of conscious decisions, repeated long enough to become part of who you are. Sustainable weight loss takes patience, but also vision. Those who think long-term build something solid. Those who think short-term keep starting over from scratch. When you begin to see the journey with long-range vision, every small habit starts to matter. That post-lunch walk, it's a brick. Going to bed earlier, another one. Swapping fast food for real food, add it to the stack. After 12 months, those bricks become a fortress, not just physical, but mental. And that's what truly sustains a lean body transformation. What do you want to carry with you a year from now? What habits, what routine, what kind of energy? These questions shape the actions you need to take today. Because the truth is simple. The body follows the mind. And if your mind is focused on consistency, the body responds, even slowly. Even when the changes aren't visible yet, and once that mindset clicks, you stop sabotaging yourself with impulsive choices. You start thinking before acting, and you discover an even simpler way to stay focused. By reducing the number of decisions you need to make throughout the day, every time you have to choose between what's right and what's easy, your mental energy takes a hit. Now imagine if the healthy choices were already made, ready and waiting for you. That's what automation is all about. And once you master this principle, body recomposition becomes light and sustainable. Fewer decisions mean fewer chances for sabotage. Less should I go? And more, it's already done. Start with your meals. Take some time on Sunday, put on a good playlist, and cook like you're building your future. Because you are. Having meals ready is your shield against that last-minute pizza. The same goes for your workout clothes. If they're out and ready to go, it's easier to put them on and move. Never underestimate the power of preparation. That's the foundation of consistency. Build a simple morning routine too. Nothing fancy. A glass of water with lemon, 5 minutes of stretching, a protein-packed breakfast. These rituals shift you into the right mindset to keep your fat loss habits running effortlessly. Your body loves repetition. Your mind loves clarity. When both are aligned, results follow. Without drama, and when all of this starts running on autopilot, you begin to realize something most people miss. Transformation doesn't depend on luck or genetics. It depends on systems. And now that you've seen the path, maybe the only thing left is to understand why, even with all this knowledge, the fat still hasn't come off. Now that you've got the principles behind a real lean body transformation in your hands, there's only one thing left: take action. Because knowledge alone doesn't burn fat. Action does. And the real question is, are you going to keep trying the same methods that have failed before? Or are you ready to try something that actually makes sense for your body and your life? Which of these habits can you start today? Taking the stairs instead of the elevator? Going to bed an hour earlier? Prepping your meals on Sunday? Small decisions create big victories. But only for those who choose to begin. Because the difference between someone who's always trying and someone who finally transforms comes down to one word: consistency. So tell me, what action are you going to take now that you understand what truly works? Will you keep putting it off? Or will you shift your environment, your routine, and your mindset once and for all? And if this message opened your eyes, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who needs it. And hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. There's so much more to come.